Hey, Storm Freaks, it's Phil. Hey, tonight we're bringing back Adam Skinner. We had him on the show about a year ago, and he blew us away with some amazing visuals from VirtuWeather. And we're going to have a chance to see a little bit more of that tonight, maybe get some big bombshells he might drop. But tonight it's all on episode 216 of Stormfront Freaks Live!
Going green.
Greenwich.
Saddle up.
You got it, boss.
All right, welcome to the most entertaining weather show. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks Live, and it is brought to you by our friends over at Windstorm Products. I'll tell you what, guys. What's the storm off the East Coast right now? Does it have a name? Eduardo. See, it's like it's in the water, and I'm not a sailor, so I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to that. But I'm telling you, you should be, because it's kind of the warning sign, right? If you live anywhere on the East Coast, you live in the Gulf, you need to be aware of the fact that there are definitely some storms that are brewing right now. And so with Windstorm Products, they are known as the world's largest online distributor of hurricane hardware. They're also leading the charge in fortifying homes and businesses against coastal elements. So whether it's hurricane shutters or specialty fasteners, Windstorm Products, they definitely have you covered. So visit windstormproducts.com, where they can help you weather any storm and fortify your coastal property for years to come. I'll tell you what, Jim, who runs Windstorm Products, he made some great reads, and these are really good. But sometimes I run out of breath trying to read the whole thing. So I'm just telling you guys, go to windstormproducts.com, because there's all kinds of flood prevention, wind prevention for your home. You gotta really be ready for that, especially if you're on the coast. Don't wing it. Don't wing it. All right. Thanks to all our Patreon teammates. They should be scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. As you can see, we've got new EF5 teammate Blake Boomer. So welcome to Blake Boomer. And new Blizzard teammate Sue Rollins. Nice. We've also got a returnee. Cindy Ann is back as an EF5 member. So welcome to all of you. And you can join our team as well. For as little as $5 a month, you can help support the show. If you go to patreon.com/stormfrontfreaks, or just go to stormfrontfreaks.com, you can find out more there as well. But we've got special tiers where you not only can become a part of our Facebook group that's exclusive to our Patreon teammates, our co-hosts, and past guests like Adam as a part of that group as well. But you get to be a part of that special group. We post stuff we don't normally post on all our other social media sites. But there are other tiers as well where you can benefit from, things like free exclusive Stormfront Freaks merch. We've given away right now. We've got Serena's wearing one of the sweatshirts from our 200th episode. Boom. And we gave out T-shirts with that 200th episode logo on it. But I want to tell all of you tonight, anybody that is an EF5 teammate or above, we also will do drawings from time to time, just special drawings. And so tonight, later on in the show, we're going to be doing a Twisters collector's kit drawing. Nice. And so I'm going to cover what's in that right now. So number one, we have got a Twisters car magnet that is exclusive from AMC IMAX showings. Yes. So if you went to the AMC and you saw the movie at an IMAX, you got one of these Twisters logo car magnets, which is pretty cool. You're also going to get an exclusive certified, this is a certificate of authenticity of debris from one of the scenes in Chickasha, Oklahoma, of the movie. This is actually glass, car glass. It's got a certification number and hologram on the back, but this is car glass from a damaged scene of the filming of Twisters. So you're going to get that. So that comes with a certificate of authenticity.
That's huge.
And the last thing you're going to get is this is
Phil, that isn't glass off your car after the infamous bump, right?
no, my glass was still good. It was the front end not so good, but yeah, if it was that, you wouldn't get this cool little hologram sticker.
That's awesome.
On the back. I would just sign my name or lick it or something like that if it was mine, but it's not. So it's not going to happen. And the last thing we're giving away with this kit is this is a leaf trading card. This is 3 of 20. So there were only 20 of these made. And it actually has fabric in here. This is fabric from Helen Hunt's wardrobe. So it's
Really?
actually a piece of Helen Hunt's wardrobe on a trading card.
What part of her wardrobe?
That's
I
a
know.
great question.
Wasn't gonna say it.
That's what makes it more interesting, I think. Right?
I'll just tell you right now, that's how you know you've made it, is if you can give away just your old clothes in laminated form and just pieces of your old and just pieces of your old clothes. That's how you know you've made it to the top.
Isn't that what celebrities do? I'm not gonna wash my clothes. Here, just donate it.
Just take it. Phil,
Here's
you're
an
so
old-
good to our
here's an old-
Patreons, man. This is you
That's a
keep
cool
doing
giveaway.
such sweet things for the Patreons. Even as a host, I'm a little jelly sometimes. You said
I get jealous too. I'm like, I get this stuff and I'm like,
yeah.
but then I'm like,
What do we
I've
got?
already got a wall of cool stuff that people have given me and sent to me, and this is fun. I always just get stuff that I think's cool that I think I would like. This would be cool to put up somewhere.
It's awesome. I wish we
So,
were
yeah.
eligible. This is sweet.
So all right, so we're giving that away tonight if you're EF5 or above Patreon teammate. And then the last thing too, I just want to welcome everybody that's in our chat. Those of you watching us on YouTube, exclusively on YouTube. That's I don't know who we got. Mama G, Carly's there moderating things. Mama G's moderating. Dark Girl 75, Plombo number 5. Plombo number 5. Teresa Gutierrez. Anyway, we got a lot of great people there. So don't forget, if you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe to our channel, like the show. Just kind of helps everyone else find us and be aware of us. So if you are new to the show, welcome. One of the great things we like to do is introduce our co-hosts. So you kind of put a voice to that name, and how we do that is we find out what everybody's drinking tonight. So, we also like to have a little fun on this weather storm show. So I'm going to start with, let me see, Serena Arnold, meteorologist and author. What are you drinking, Serena?
Yeah, I'm feeling nostalgic today. So I got the Mount Washington hoodie on from when we were up there, and I'm going to crack it open. You'll get to hear it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. This is the last beer from up on the summit from Post and Bream Brewery in Peterborough, our Frosted Stormfront Freak. So feeling nostalgic tonight, you guys.
It was good. It was good.
It's nice.
Too.
That was pretty cool, Serena. That was an awesome thing you did, setting that up, and thanks to Post and Beam Brewery that put that together for us, and that was a good thing. All right, let's jump to Mark Maz Massaro, our former on-camera meteorologist. Maz,
I'm
what do you
doing
got?
a little mystery drink.
It's intriguing.
Maz, what's
Jen
in
with
there? What's in
Jen's
there,
like-
Maz?
It's water.
I was going to say, is this dihydrogen monoxide?
Yeah, I got. Did you say monoxide?
Dihydrogen monoxide.
Oh,
Two
okay.
hydros,
Something in there.
right?
Okay. Yes.
It's too late
That
for
is
chemistry.
exactly true. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, I just got home 10 minutes ago. I'm so thirsty. Sorry. Anyway, my apologies.
It's all right. Have grab a chaser. Grab a chaser. All right, then we got Brady Harris, our meteorologist and outbreak host. Brady, what are you drinking, Stormcat?
Guys, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going with bourbon. I don't have any fancy weather drinks because apparently there's no weather beers in all of Columbus. We need to change that right now because, Serena, that beer that beer that we had up on Mount Washington that they made for us, I remember I had a chance to take it home and I said no, and I'm regretting it so much because it looks incredible.
It was great.
No,
All right, and then a cheers for everybody to MJ running the show there in the back of the studio, and we got Dan and Garrett, our VIPs back there as well. So cheers to you, gentlemen, and I'm going to turn it, Maz, over to you so we can get to our guest.
Awesome. We are excited to have Adam Skinner back. Adam is the founder and director of Instant Weather Incorporated. He's the creator of the popular. I'm trying to channel my Jen. Right. Creator of the popular weather app in Canada. Adam, he's also recently joined forces with GeoSynergy to create the 3D VirtuWeather, which is so cool, by the way. It's a real-time weather simulation tool and storm chasing simulator built inside of the groundbreaking Unreal Engine 5. Adam was a guest with us back on, number 183, and is back to share some exciting news and updates with his products. It's been said he has a face for TV and a voice for radio. Did I get that the right way? I think so.
It's the other way around.
Adam, tell us what's new and what are you drinking?
Hey, thank you so much, Maz. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for having me on. I found a beer on a shelf at our grocery store here that said Daily Forecast Mimosa. It's by Collective Arts, which I think was the same company of the beer I drank last time, which was something storm related, but it's a Mimosa Sour 4.5. It's pretty good.
We approve, man. We approve.
Where do you find this stuff, Adam? I mean, I don't
Literally the
understand.
grocery store. The grocery store. I'm like, okay, got to go on Stormfront Freaks. Let's see if they have any more at the grocery store. Actually, for the first one, I called around to places and I was trying to find different stuff. And then I just got lucky, and at our grocery store, we started carrying booze in Canada at grocery stores, which is a recent development. And they had a little rack of weather-related beers, so it's convenient.
I swear I'm not going to derail us, but when you call and ask for weather beers, because I've done this, they don't know where to be. They're like, what? And I'm like, I don't know, something with rain or cloud. And they're like, oh, did you have that kind of reaction? I feel like I get that reaction every time I walk into a place. I'm like, do you have weather beers? They're like, what the hell is that?
I didn't do a cold call. I kind of Googled any sort of weather related stuff, but then I was calling to places to say, hey, this particular, we have LCBO here is the liquor kind of store, the government store. And I was calling to them saying, hey, do you have this particular beer? And they're like, no, we don't have any. And do you have this one? No. So anyways, I got lucky with my grocery store, so it worked out good.
And you can request it. I've done that before where you call. They're like, well, if you call and you can request it, we'll see if we can get some in. I'm like, that's awesome. Awesome. All right. Enough about the beers. Sorry about that. So thanks for telling us. And you're way more festive than me tonight. So when you were on last time, you were a hit, buddy. And we love your software. So update us. It's 2024. It's August. What's new? What's the latest thing you're working on?
Lots of great. So just continuing to improve both the Instant Weather Pro app, which I dabbled in last time as well too, and VirtuWeather as well. We did have a name change. The last time it was called 3D Weatherverse, but we actually had a name change. We rebranded. So the company is actually now VirtuWeather. It just kind of had a nicer ring to it when you smash those two words together. So so virtual weather experience basically. And I did watch the hurricane coverage, and I saw Phil going through trying to do the 3D hurricane stuff and taking a look at that, and that was pretty cool. That worked out good. There's some interesting kind of flashing going on, which in theory looked like lightning, but I think it was a bug.
I got a new computer, by the way, Adam. So
did you really?
Yeah. So I'm ready to go full bore.
Yeah.
Talking about me dropping breaking news. That's a pretty big breaking news from Phil there. We got a new PC. Is it?
I had to because of what you got. If you hadn't presented that and made that available to us, I'd still be working on my MacBook Plus.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Okay. What did you get? What kind of computer did you get?
Lenovo, but it's got a 3070.
Nice, sweet.
Whatever. Video
3070
card.
NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA works good for it. So that works great. So I can take a peek through. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Mass. Give it.
No, I was just going to say, so remind me of the Unreal Engine 5. I'm getting older. I'm forgetting.
It's all that water you're drinking.
It's probably 6 now.
Yeah, no. So it's so Unreal Engine 5 is they use, a lot of people know it because of Fortnite. So it's a very, very huge popular game called Fortnite.
It's a great.
But the other thing that people don't realize, because Fortnite's kind of cartoony, but what that engine can do is some incredible realism as well too. They actually use it in the show Mandalorian. So they use it as the backdrop. So when you see him flying through the desert or going past all these mountains and all this kind of stuff, they actually have an LED wall behind him. So when they film and they move the camera around, the LED wall behind it moves around in perspective to where the camera is. And they do that all with the Unreal Engine 5. So it's a huge in virtual production. It's huge in flight simulators and stuff like that. So for VirtuWeather, some of our clients have been flight simulator companies that are moving their whole system into Unreal Engine 5, and they need really high quality weather for it. So they come to us for that type of thing. And
do you have to have like Phil's laptop to run that, or what are we talking?
Well, I mean, that's you can run it on sort of devices. I mean, even Fortnite could run on like a mobile phone, but you have to water it down pretty good to get there, kind of thing. So if you want it jacked up to the full, then something like Phil's 3070 or a newer NVIDIA or AMD graphics card is helpful for sure. Especially for me, I'm live streaming with it, so I just had to go right to the roof. So I got a 4090, which is like the beast of all video cards, basically. But when I'm live streaming with it, I've got like 10 windows open, and I've got a few instances of Instant Weather Pro. I've got VirtuWeather. I've got so much stuff going. So and that's a little bit overkill for most people. But as long as you have a decent video card, you should be able to run it.
And
So
Adam,
let's
yeah, go ahead, Phil.
Well, I wanted to get back to Instant Weather Pro. So, so I want you to touch on that a little bit further, and
Sure.
maybe if you want to show anything with that, you can as well.
Yeah, I got it all
First
ready to
question before you jump into that: is this available in the U.S. yet?
It is. And in fact, it's been available in the U.S. for quite a while now. So Instant Weather Pro is a website. And so basically, it's kind of the first time, at least from my recollection, and I've pretty much had, just like I'm sure all of you have had, every single weather app that's ever existed to try to test it out and see what it's like. It's the first pro weather suite that's actually inside of a website. So everything that's out there right now, you have to download an executable file if it's for your computer. You have to download an app if it's for your phone or your iPad. And then, so if you wanted it, if there's an update available, you have to go and download a new version of it, that type of thing. Whereas this is a website. You hit F5, you have the latest version. So we made some pretty incredible breakthroughs to be able to do that.
So
in fact, it was a bit scary, actually, because it was... sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was just so tell us about it, but also if you can show the one thing I remember, Adam, was one of the things you showed us was the ability to take a radar image and go from a velocity scan with a slide bar and look at the reflectivity and be able to just slide it back and forth, which that was blow away number one.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what you've added to that.
We've added some cool stuff. So just back to what I was saying about it being scary is that, Dr. David Sills from Western University, he's basically like, I consider him like the Dr. Tornado of Canada. The tornado, I'm sure on the last thing, I'm pretty sure I went through the story of where the EF1 threw a 7,500 square foot roof at my Corolla. That tornado was not only the first enhanced Fujita tornado in Canada. That's literally the first tornado when we switched from F scale to EF, which took us till 2013 to do. But anyways, Dave was the one who classified it as an EF1. So he's basically the tornado expert from Canada. So conveniently, he moved down the road from me many years ago. He called me up and said, "Hey, Adam, I see you're teaching music lessons. Do you think you can teach my kids some lessons?" And I'm like, "Hey, Dave. Oh, you moved 15 houses from me? Cool. Sure, I'll come by and teach your kids." So really got to build a relationship with Dave, teaching his kids. Eventually, I played drums on his album. And I remember we were eating sushi afterwards, and he said he was leaving Environment Canada. That's like him saying, "I'm leaving the National Weather Service." And I'm like, what? And he's like, "I'm going to become the executive director of the Northern Tornadoes Project," which is based out of Western University. So, which is a huge thing for data collection. They actually help Environment Canada now classify the tornadoes. They've pretty much taken over classifying tornadoes in Canada. So now we have a separate entity doing that. But it's really nice too, because there's no waiting for it. I know I'm getting way off topic here, but there's no waiting for confirmations now in Canada. It used to be sometimes it would take 2 weeks before the survey was done. 2 weeks later, everything's cleaned up, right? So now that Dave and his team can send teams all over the country and get everything verified, it's been really amazing. But anyways, going back to Instant Weather Pro, side note, you should have Dave on. Have you had Dave on Stormfront Freaks yet? You should probably have Dr. David Sills. He's amazing. But and he'll play a song for you too. But so Dave said, "Hey, can you build us a radar suite for Canada?" Because he's like, we're using X, Y, and Z. We're using all the different radar programs out there, but none of them seem really focused to Canada. Some of them have Canadian data historically, but they only have it back 30 days. Whereas, most apps you can get like NextRad back to like 1993. Right, so only having 30 days of historical didn't really work for him and his team because they have to go back and check on historic events. So he said, "Hey, do you want to build something?" I said, "Sure." So I went to my brother, who's a master web developer, and I said, should we do this as a website? And he says, I think we can. And so we started to do it. But the problem is when you have a full radar image, it's 200,000 polygons. That's not easy processing.
That's a lot of polygons.
That's a lot of polygons. That's why it's and they don't just stay exactly the same spot as you animate. They slightly shift, because when the radar dome is spinning and it takes that data, the lat longs are a little bit off each time. The whole thing is shifting slightly, as you might not notice that, but the whole thing is slightly shifting. So you can't just like have this one cookie cutter thing and try to animate it. Anyways, long story short, like I don't know, 10 weeks into development, the thing was choppy and it was slow and it was crashing all the time. And that was the scary part, is like, can we even do this as a website? No one's ever done this as a website. I don't think it's even possible. But then my brother had some really amazing breakthroughs, and he improved performance by about 40 times the original performance. So yeah, it was, and it's been working great. So I'll jump into it now. Let's see if I haven't even queued it up, but let's see if it works here. Hey, look at that. And so it's been a journey, but it's been great. We have all the alerts from the US. We've got all the alerts in Canada. Some of the
massive
cool stuff.
alerts in Canada, the giant polygons in Canada,
Actually,
which I love.
Yeah, they are giant. This is a watch, right? So it's a giant watch here. But yeah, but like, look at this warning up here. This warning is, I know, it's massive. It's ridiculous. But again, they're going to go to storm-based warning, so it's going to be a lot better. But here's the new Canadian S-band as well.
Wow.
Yes. And we can do cool stuff like tilt it, which is fun, and you can get right down to street level.
Look at that
so
hail core.
That's a decent little hail core there. That's not too shabby. It's a decent one for sure. So we've done a lot. It used to be all these little, you see all these little tiny squares here, all these tiny, like this type of square through this entire polygon region. But now we've done the cool stuff like do the outline of the polygon. We just added to it, which is great. We've got lightning data in there, of course. We started to do some really interesting things. We brought in some machine learning. So I like to call it machine learning, but of course everybody calls it AI. But we actually now have, there's no really good storms in Canada to show you. Let me fly south where the storms are actually interesting right now. One thing as well, too, we've really improved the US data loading. And so it's been a huge, huge improvement from before. So that's why we didn't really promote it in the US, because the data loading was slow. But now it's like faster than I think any other app that I've tried for how fast you can get the latest data. Oh, 1 second here. I've become a small part of the screen.
Don't take it away from us. I was all into it.
Yeah.
I'll just drink my forecast beer.
Play music.
Yeah, so we've added machine learning, which is quite useful. So you can click on any storm now, and you can see the total severe risk, the tornado risk, the severe wind risk, and the severe hail risk for every storm. We've also added unique storm direction arrows. So these are different from the level 3 stuff that we're used to. We're all used to the storm tracks from level 3, which is nice for Canada because we don't have any storm tracks in Canada, but now we do. So we've basically added storm tracks for Canada, and we've added this machine learning, which really kind of gives you a good estimation of overall severe risk on some of these storms. So that's been a pretty useful tool for sure. And go ahead.
You said you don't have storm tracks, but now you do. Is that because of your software, or what do we?
Yeah, we've added the software from the machine learning that we've added to the system. So so we're able to derive the direction from that. And so we are going to add the level 3 ones if you want to do a comparison, because sometimes it's nice to see both, because I don't know if you're familiar with this, like a supercell's going northeast, a supercell's going due east, but it's stretching, the flying V is stretching to the northeast, and the storm track is following it. So it's like, yeah, it's going northeast, the storm track tells you, but we all know the thing's moving due east based on the rotation, based on the meso, right? So I find these ones are actually a little bit closer. When a supercell, even though it's stretching to the northeast, if it's shifting to the east, I find this actually works a little bit better for these storm tracks. So, but it's good to compare, between the level 3 stuff we're used to and this as well too. So, but yeah. So, and then of course we have. Let me get back to that swiping that Phil was mentioning.
Ooh, yeah,
we still have that as well
do
too.
Do that. Oh,
Yeah, that's just so
That is
slick.
so cool.
This little cell's looking pretty decent.
Gosh.
For Canadians, they'll be happy that we actually have velocity in kilometers per hour. So for some reason, every U.S. app feels that Canadians want to see meters per second, but nobody knows what meters per second means. So yeah, if you put it on metric, it goes meters per second. We're like, great, completely useless. But yeah, now we have like 93.6 kilometers an hour, so we have the kilometers per hour as well right there. This is interesting. I really like the swipe tool because this is actually a perfect example for why the swipe tool is interesting, because you're like, okay, is this some broad rotation happening here? And then you swipe over and you go, that's at a weird part of the storm. Like it's not like it's down here where there could potentially be a hook. You're on the north side of the storm, right? You're in this weird little, unless it's anticyclonic, but you're probably looking at potentially some outflow here as possible. I mean, it does kind of look like some rotation, but when you click on the storm risk tool, it's only a 3% tornado risk on it.
So I have to ask where you get those percentages from, because it's like when there's like the SPC, here in the U.S. does like the 2, 5, 10% tornadoes.
Yes,
I could see you doing that within the 25.
That's within 25 I think kilometers of a point or something like that. I think that's the way they do it as a forecast.
It's eagles per football or whatever we use down here. Yeah, it's fine. But either way,
eagles per football.
So where are you guys getting the percentages? For those risk factors?
So we've dialed into some pretty awesome machine learning stuff that's taking into account the lightning intensity, the overall VROT rotation, the overall wind speeds within the core, the vertical growth as well too. There's a list of like 25 different items, and it's based on NextRad all the way back to the 90s. So yeah, it's pretty expansive. What we're doing, which is really exciting too, is we're actually for Canada, because we've got all the Canadian data. We've kind of accumulated all the Canadian data since we started in some other pro. So back to 2021, we have this huge swath of 4 years of Canadian data. And so we're taking that and we're actually doing a lot more deep learning. So I keep saying machine learning, but if you're familiar with the different types of AI, deep learning is more like it's more like kind of a chat GPT. You just feed it as much data as you possibly can. And then as long as it's high quality data, then it'll spit out a good result. So now we're going to do even more deep learning stuff with the Canadian data. And even right now, you can see this polygon is like encompassing the majority of the core. But with the deep learning, we're going to be able to actually get down to a little tiny polygon that's right around the couplet. And then we can extrapolate that and create, and with the directional arrow, we can extrapolate that and create a track based on the meso itself. So we're doing some really, really exciting stuff with that. It's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Adam,
Wow.
oh, sorry, go ahead, Serena.
No, I was just going to. So those percentages are truly like your internal calculations.
We're standing on the shoulders of giants for sure. We're pulling in a lot of different stuff from NOAA. From a few different sources. So this is what we're doing is kind of a hybrid tool. Cool. There are some other tools out there that are similar, and we're pulling from some of them. But we're doing a hybrid tool, and we're tweaking it because we find a lot of times too, there can be times where there's kind of like no meso, and the tornado percentages are high for some reason. So we're tweaking some of that stuff as well too, and comparing it to like VTP, the violent tornado parameter and that type of stuff. So we're doing some tweaks to make this even superior, at least from our perspective. Because when there's literally no meso and the thing says like 17% tornado risk, you're like, meh, but it's a little bit of a nowcast, right? It's kind of a 30-minute nowcast. But there have been times I'm live streaming and I'm like, it says 22% tornado risk, but I'm not seeing a meso on it. And 3 frames later, boom, there's a meso. I'm like, okay, that's a little creepy. So AI is getting interesting for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty cool. So it's interesting to see. And we've launched this for all of our subscribers now as well too, for those who subscribed in some other pro. And they find it really useful too. And there's times I'm on my live stream and I love the fact that we have such a wonderful community of people that are involved in the live stream. I'm on a live stream and I'm focused on this one storm, and this one guy named Suds, who's always on our stream, I don't know his real name, but his nickname is SUDZ and or SUDZ, and he goes, hey, look up, blah blah blah. He's like, I see a really high percentage and I'm seeing a meso, and he's using in some other pro, and I go, oh, let me check, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's blowing up there. And so I really appreciate this kind of community effort, because I can only, I've probably have ADHD and I get really hyper focused on one single strong storm, and it's nice that people kind of give me a slap on the head and say, hey, go check out that other storm. So
yeah, sounds like you and Stormcat have something to share there.
I'm gonna be wearing glasses in no time.
Got something in common.
Well, and Adam, I just think it's so cool because I after streaming and doing looking at radar a lot. Mm-hmm. I know we looked at this last time, and I know this you guys had this last time, but the slider is so is so useful, I think, because normally to have to compare, the hook as well as the rotation to see where it is in the storm, I have to usually draw a circle around it.
You have to draw the circle, right?
You have to draw the circle, or you have to flip back and forth. And I know there's a lot of people in our audience too that sometimes are like, well, I can't see it. If you don't know, looking at the radar, you're not going to be able to see it. So I just think that's such a valuable tool to the public who isn't necessarily like aware of the radar, and like it's awesome. So
I agree.
It's a great tool.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that, and I completely agree that. The thing that's been interesting for us is that everybody, like the majority of our community, they're used to just looking at reflectivity, right? They know red is bad. They might know that purple is hail or pink is hail, all right? But to bring velocity into their world and be like, this is the thing that actually matters. I mean, in theory, if I was given a choice of only velocity or reflectivity, I would take velocity because I can see a downburst. I can see, a mesocyclone. It would be really nice to compare it to reflectivity, of course. But, if I had a choice, I think it's the more valuable tool for sure. So, and of course, correlation coefficient, CC, to be able to see a debris drop as well, too. And we've got that all built in if you wanted to see that kind of stuff. So, and that's a big part also of the machine learning is the correlation coefficient, of course, because if it sees a hook, if it sees a meso, but then it sees a nice drop right at that same part, you kind of just have all that data and it gives you a percentage like that, right? So
let me ask you this, kind of tie that in, Adam, to VirtuWeather, because I want to just jump into that a little bit before we go to a break. But that's here's the thing. I want you to kind of cover VirtuWeather a little bit, but my question has to do with, can you tie machine learning into VirtuWeather to where it can look at the CC drop, and instead of maybe you manually putting in a tornado visually into your... Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
That's absolutely for sure. No, you're right. You're bang on. That's what we're gonna do. So, we're gonna have it so you can. So instead of you having to, like, I'm sure you've experimented with now, Phil, that we've sent it over. But instead of experimenting with spawning a tornado, what we're gonna do is if the tornado warning says confirmed, right? So we have a confirmation from the National Weather Service or from Environment Canada. So if it's a confirmed tornado, then we're gonna automatically place a tornado underneath that storm, and of course we're going to use the couplet to try to focus in. We're use the meso probably for the wall cloud to get that kind of bear's cage effect, and then below that we'll use the couplet. And like you're saying, so we put the couplet down to be the tornado, but then all of a sudden there's a big CC drop. We're going to use that to actually create debris. Right, to have it right at the bottom of that tornado. So do the debris cloud based on the CC, and especially because the CC can go up a bunch of tilts, right? When you have those monster tornadoes, it's sucking debris tens of thousands of feet in the air, right? So it'd be interesting to actually model that debris and know that the debris is going way up in the air and see the curvature on radar and be able to actually animate that in real time in chunks of trees and chunks of buildings and stuff going on.
Now, Adam, do you think, are we going to be able to spawn tornadoes on people that we maybe don't like, or like if there's if we go to Applebee's and they might make us a bad a chicken that we get sick from, can we spawn a tornado on them?
Is it always Applebee's? It's always Applebee's, isn't it? Yeah. I sure hope not. No, we don't have that kind of technology. It's
in the
been
game,
really interesting.
In the software, right?
In the software. It's been really interesting to see some of the feedback when we go live. I have to put up a disclaimer. I never thought I would have to do this because in my eyes, I'm like, I can see that this is not real. I can see it looks great, but it's not real. And some people are going, what is this? They're freaking out about it like they think it's actually real. And so we have to put up a disclaimer now and say, like, simulated weather, this is not real. And especially because on the live stream, once we mention that we can spawn a tornado, everybody says, go do it now. And then we're like, well, there's no tornado right now. And they, no, go do it now. So and on some slow times, we've been like, okay. So we put up a disclaimer that says simulated tornado, not real. And we'll go and spawn it. So I'll go do that now here. So let me jump into Creator, grab a tornado.
Wait, now, is this real now then?
Oh my
No.
goodness.
Sorry.
No, this is absolutely not real. But
Okay.
but this has also improved drastically from, I remember the last time I was on, the quality of the vortices and the detail. To be able to see a suction vortices like this in real time and this much detail has been a huge improvement from what we've done before. So this tornado's a little bit big though, so I'm going to go to toggle world settings. To the tornado settings, and I'm going to bring down the scale just a touch because that was a little ridiculous. That made El Reno look small. So. Yeah. So, anyways, we'll have a little bit more of a kind of a realistic. Of course, we need to add a wall cloud to it, right? So we can really see that kind of mid-level rotation, and then we can see the surface level rotation as well too. And then we're gonna have my devs put enhanced Fujita scale in here. I'm gonna have to change that because I have to explain that. Just because it's a big tornado doesn't mean it's it's a different scale, right? So we'll put that to like an intensity slider or maybe a size slider because. Yeah, anyway, so the enhanced Fujita scale will have that so we can swipe between different tornado models. And then the intensity scale will be like, how fast it's rotating. We have a density as well, too, so we can bring up the density or bring it down, which I think is actually useful for when it first spawns, right? Because when it first spawns, you kind of want it to be like this just wispy little debris cloud on the ground, right? And then you bring it up, and you can really see the vortices start to lift, right? And then you have a lot more of an intense tornado that develops. So... again, right now I'm doing this all by hand, but like Phil said, it would be really nice if this was all done automatically, and that's what we're working on right now. So it's really exciting. Yeah.
So can
cool.
you just quick refresh? Sorry, man. It's just because my question really put the cart before the horse on all that. But just quick refresh for any of our viewers and listeners that maybe didn't listen to episode 183 yet. Mm-hmm. Just talk about VirtuWeather, what we're seeing right now without spawning the tornado.
Sure, yeah.
So, what it's actually showing.
So we're right near St. Louis here. This is what radar did I click on? I think I clicked on KPAH. Yeah, so I just clicked on this radar, and we loaded this in real time. So this is actually the full volumetric scan. So I'm moving around a little bit too quick here. Let me actually dial down my speed. But this is the... the full volumetric scan. So radar, we're all used to seeing on certain radar apps, the bottom 4 tilts, right? So the lowest to the surface and then one higher, one higher, one higher. Most radars scan 17 tilts. They can scan 19. They can do even more in some cases. And what they're doing is they're building a 3D picture of that storm. So we're taking all of those tilts and we're instantly processing them and putting them inside of course, Unreal Engine. And then we're using the volumetrics inside of Unreal Engine to build a storm structure on top of it based on the data. And then we're using the wind data to move the storms around, so to move the clouds around. And we're using real lightning data. I'm surprised there's no lightning showing up in the storm because you think there would be right now. But yeah, so we have lightning data that in real time as well too, and all that kind of stuff. And it's been pretty cool. Oh,
Adam, how do you fly a
just
plane?
As I spoke too soon.
There you go, CG.
There it is.
Stormcat CG.
Yeah,
Massive
let me go into
CGs.
world settings. What I do want to do, and I did this in the video for you, Phil, is we have the lightning a little bit extrapolated, so I'm going to dial it down just a touch because it was a little bit much there.
Adam,
you
while
should be
you're
able to
doing
hear
that-
it though if I get close. Sorry, go ahead.
Could you tell me how to fly a plane? Because I'm sharing my screen right now, and I'm going down. I'm going down.
Sorry.
I'm going down right now, and I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to. Is there a way to steer here?
I think it's a ASDW. I'm pretty sure it's ASDW, is it not? So I think you should be able to. And if you want to get back in the cockpit, I think it's V, maybe. I think it's V. Oh no, it's Tab. I think it's Tab to get back in the cockpit. And then
remember what I said about ADHD and you and Brady had a lot.
This is
in
not
common.
good.
By the way,
Reminds me of a video from Brazil. I don't like it.
By the way, I want everything to be as realistic as possible. So when the plane crashes into the ground, every other thing where you're like flight simulator crashing the ground, it's just like poof, nothing happens. So when you'll see when this crashes, it probably goes through the earth. Oh, did it just stop?
Whoa!
That's it. So that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen eventually is you're going to hit the ground and you're going to see a show. So yeah, we're going to eventually do that. Some might not be too happy with it, but I want it to be realistic.
Adam, before we go to break, I got to ask you, did you say it's next year that you're trademarking this? Or...
No, we've already trademarked it. So VirtuWeather's already trademarked. But sorry, launching the beta for this, we're pretty much there. We're just building the subscription system into our website, and we're going to launch this. So it'll be it's going to be 99 Canadian for the year, which is roughly $8.25 a month. Break that down to American, I think that's about $5. I'm pretty sure. Is that the conversion? I'm pretty sure it's $5. But no, it'll be what are we at right now? I think we're 70 cents to your dollar or something. So it'll be probably $70-ish USD or something to that extent. But yeah. So you'll be able to subscribe to that for the year, and that'll be the PC version. But we're also doing a version. We figured out that so many people do not have a 3070, do not have a powerful video card. And what we can do with it now is there's a lot of these really cool cloud hosting features. So what we can do is we can actually host it in the cloud on a gaming computer, and you can play it just in a web browser on anything. So we're going to do this kind of workaround. It'll be a different subscription price because it's quite expensive for us to rent a computer for you, basically. We're basically renting a computer every time you use the app to give you as good of an experience as you're seeing now. So we're still working on the pricing for that, but we're going to come up with a cloud version. So you'll be able to, if you just have a $300, $200 laptop, you'll still be able to check this out, right? So yeah, so we're going to do both of those versions.
Adam, I want to talk more about that when we come back. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, learn a little bit more about VirtuWeather and what's coming up with that as well. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
The Stormfront Freaks is now available on the Weather Store. Come shop our catalog of shirts, hats, and hoodies, all with our Stormfront Freaks logo and Outbreak logo. Plus, you'll find all your other favorite weather geek and storm chasing gear, footwear, and accessories. Visit the Weather Store at thewxstore.com, the exclusive supplier of the Stormfront Freaks.
Welcome to Outbreak, a new live stream format brought to you by the Stormfront Freaks podcast, hosted by me, meteorologist Brady Harris, also known as Stormcat 5. We'll go live on days of extreme weather with the goal of keeping you safe, informed, and entertained. The only question that remains is, are you ready for the outbreak?
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, so we're back here with Adam. Adam, showing us VirtuWeather a little bit and reminding us how cool that is. And again, thank you for letting us be able to use that on our Outbreak streams as well, because that's really kind of a cool new feature. But tell us what's next. We talked a little bit about some of the machine learning that you have for that. We talked a little bit about having that cloud-based option. Give us a little bit of another idea. I think I heard something about maybe some kind of game coming out of this as well.
Yeah, so I mean, right now what you're seeing is kind of the initial version of it. It's almost like a single product that has a whole bunch of different products available to it. So, we want to build kind of a storm chasing experience out of it as well too. And I mean, there's some great experiences out there. I don't know if you played Outbreak. I'm pretty sure you have, because I think I saw you say something about it. I know Mark as well from Quebec Vortex, so I know this guy is great, and I'm so excited for it. As soon as it came out, I grabbed it. I was checking it out. I was chasing the different sorts. It's actually really difficult because you have to keep filling up gas. And on a different time scale than chasing, it's like every 10 seconds I feel like I'm going to fill up gas, which makes it tricky. And I know I'm talking about Outbreak now, but it's brilliant. Yeah, bathroom breaks, okay, and cool. But I mean, on a short-term scale of going and chasing, and I've been caught a few times on that game where I go to chase the storm that looks better, and the storm I was on starts getting better, and and vice versa. And so anyways, that stuff happens. But I love those games, but it's the idea of chasing in an arena, or the idea of chasing real storms in real time. And that's kind of the separation for it. It's funny because when we first launched VirtuWeather, Mark messaged me and said, "Hey, how come you didn't tell me about this?" And I said, "I did." And I scrolled up our chat and I clipped where I said it to him about two and a half years previously. And I pasted it and said, "Hey, why don't you create it so you can chase any storm in real time?" And he's like, no, blah, 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 blah. And so I was like, "You said no." So I went and built it ourselves. But anyways, I really like the idea of the situational awareness because back to the original part of us starting Instant Weather was the idea of raising awareness about tornadoes and severe weather. I mean, raising awareness about tornadoes and severe weather in the States, it makes sense, but I feel like there's so much attention on tornadoes down there, whereas up here in Canada, there's times where I knew a guy who was born on May 31st, and I was talking to him about El Reno, and then I mentioned also Barrie, my city, got hit by an F4 on May 31st, 1985, and that was his literal birthday. And he goes, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "We don't get tornadoes up here." And I'm like, his birthday is the most prolific tornado in Ontario's history, or one of them at least, and he had no idea. So back to the idea of raising awareness about tornadoes and severe weather, I feel like, if somebody's playing Call of Duty or they're playing Fortnite or they're playing, Animal Crossing, they're not paying attention to the weather. But if we can gamify it to the point where people are excited to jump into a car, maybe throw in a VR headset, go chase real storms in real time in their neighborhood even. If you know that there's a tornado coming towards your house inside of that game, you're pulling off the VR headset, you're going to get in the family and you're getting them, to the basement or a safe spot. So I really like the idea of gamifying it to bring more attention to it, especially with the younger generations and stuff like that. There is a pretty passionate younger generation that's into it, but then there's a big chunk of them that just don't care about the weather. So I think if we can maybe bring some more attention to it, it's going to really help. So I think it's a good thing.
Another place you may have some traction with it too, though, is areas that are starting to get severe weather now that haven't previously, right? So I'm in New England, and the severe weather is kicking up a notch. We had quarter-size hail through a lot of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut today. We've had a couple tornado warnings.
I remember those tornadoes too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's something where people are seeing it more frequently here who have not been accustomed to that. I mean, do you think there's like a market for that as well, where it's like, hey, these things are going to start happening more, but people don't know about it like they do in Oklahoma?
True. Yeah, I think for sure. I think the Northeast is very similar to like for us up here in Ontario and across Canada as well too. The prairies definitely have their tornadoes, so they're used to it. But there's definitely some areas where obviously we've seen some really interesting growth, with our communities as well too, where we do have a lot of activity here. In fact, some of the first years we started launching, Ontario had like 40 tornadoes that year. The next year had like 32. There were some pretty active years, especially because we have all the lake breezes here. We're kind of like Florida here, where we have water on all sides of us. So Lake Ontario, Georgian Bay, it just seems to spin up a lot of usually EF0, EF1, EF2, but we do have our moments where, we get into the big ones. So, so I think it's the Northeast makes a lot of sense for sure. Areas, especially that aren't used to it. Or it's also too that it's areas that don't often have it, but then all of a sudden it'll be a moderate risk that day for that area. Nobody's paying attention just because they normally don't have it, right? So, those are the kind of things that it helps when people are paying attention.
Yeah, and Adam, do you think if, at least for me, from my perspective, right? When you gamify it, I think the nerds will come and use it for education purposes, but also use it for like right now. I'm driving on the beach right now, looking at the sunset. I'm looking at beach storms, and I think people are gonna want the fact that you can get in a car and literally pop it down anywhere and just go and like drive. You can drive to your house. You can drive to, to your friend's apartment. And I was like showing this off to my friends the other day. And it's just like, you can literally, if you guys are watching my screen right now, you can literally go and just like drive anywhere.
That's true.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, that's a great point. And we added a really cool thing is that Google Earth tiles became available, Google 3D Earth tiles, which I've always wanted. Like, that's just a side thing. I've always just wanted to, I'm inside of Google Earth. I'm like, can't I just put a car down and go drive around inside of Google Earth? Like, is that a possibility? And now we have that built into it. So, we've got the 3D Google Earth tiles. There's some tricky stuff with it too, though, because the way they do LiDAR scans of the surface, sometimes you get these big blobs, or if there's a car there, so you're trying to drive and then there's all these obstacles on the road, so the roads aren't flattened. So that's the tricky thing. But we've done a lot of development on taking elevation data, taking high resolution mapping tiles, and trying to smooth out the roads across North America. We've done huge process of that, and there are some glitches to it. We're trying to refine them, but I think there's a lot of promise there. Although We're about to add jetpacks to the to VirtuWeather.
No.
So as opposed to driving around in a car, you might just want to throw on a jetpack and go fly around. We're probably going to build that into the game. I think it's going to be pretty interesting, like a futuristic kind of storm chasing team where they all have jetpacks and they fly around. And then if you're flying above the Google Earth tiles, they look amazing. You know, it's the same thing as like flying around in Microsoft Flight Simulator or something, right? You can see all the buildings in detail, but if you go down to the surface, it starts to lose a lot of it. So yeah, the flying around is going to be pretty interesting. Garrett in the comments says, I've always wanted to be the Rocketeer. I think there's actually a very similar Rocketeer pack in there, in that pack of different rocket packs we bought. So I did see a question earlier as well, too, where Garrett said, can you go back and look at real tornadoes from birth to death for case studies, analyzing projects, like have the ability to watch it and see the path it took? Absolutely. So we can take, I have a plan to do this. It's on the long list. This list is long. For Instant Weather Pro, the list is long, and for VirtuWeather, the list is long. And trying to organize development and prioritize those things it's a challenge, but it's quite exciting. But you're always like, yeah, that's coming soon. And then it's, 4 pages down the list. But yeah, I have the idea. I'd love to take historical tornado tracks, because in some cases they're very detailed, where they even show the width of the tornado. They show all the damage indicators of what got hit, and to be able to kind of replay that, to go back and take like more or something and be able to replay that and show the different size of the tornado as it grows and shrinks. Try to match up the visual of the tornado very similar to the historical videos. And we can probably use AI in a lot of those cases to actually make the tornado a model based potentially on some of the videos. Of course, we'd have to get permission for it from those who filmed it from different angles. But to take all of that and amalgamate it and turn it into a 3D model of like a Reno or more or something, and animate that, I think that would be pretty compelling.
Man, Adam, where were you when I was taking classes? This would have been so awesome. Hey, I got to ask you, because you were mentioning the tiles. Is there anything that you're like, oh, I'd love to do? Because you talked about tiles. Oh, we finally have access to that. Is there anything that we just don't have the technology for yet that you're like, oh, we're probably about 3 years, 5 years away?
I know what we've all seen the Twisters movie by now, so I'm not really going to bring out a spoiler, but I was so excited that they talked about PAR, that they talked about phased array radars, right? So, and I've been bugging Rich Thompson about it as well. And when are they coming? When are they coming? Like we've heard so much about them for so long. I think they're actually working on phased array radars with dual pol. That was the big challenge, is to have both of those included into one. But when those come, when we're getting like 10-second radar updates or something to that extent, or we're getting such a higher resolution, if we can get down to right now, it's NextRad's best is 250 meters, but if we could get down to something like have you seen the videos from Dr. Lee Orff by any chance, where he actually used supercomputers to simulate tornadoes? And he actually found a new thing called streamwise vorticity, which is what he thinks is actually more important for tornado development than the RFD, because it's always been like, oh, the RFD is the thing that makes it happen. He thinks the RFD is just coincidental, and it's the streamwise vorticity, which I think was even some cold wind feeding into the tornado, which is very interesting in his model. Anyways, go check out Dr. Lee Orff if you haven't already. It's Leighorf, I believe. But when I see his models, he's going down to 10-meter simulations kind of thing. And I emailed him and said, do you think this could ever potentially, this is before even VirtuWeather, I'm like, do you think we can maybe ever get down to like doing this in real time? And he's like, well, I had to rent supercomputers and they took days and days and days to process this model. So, we're a few years away from it, but I think with all the exponential growth of AI and all that kind of stuff, maybe we get to a point where we can at least interpolate and get down to 10-meter or 5-meter or 1-meter suction vortice kind of simulations. I think that would be really exciting. So, all in due time. Did anybody hear a thunder? Oh, yeah. I thought that was. I still have VirtuWeather.
So that's the sound. It's funny. I didn't hear it, MJ, so I'm not hearing the sounds apparently.
There's probably some huge CG with that, Phil.
That's the sound. It probably is. It's time for a lightning round. So this is our game show of flashy and brilliant questions that we play with our guest. And I had a lot of help tonight from Serena, because I was I've got ADHD like Brady does as well. It's funny because I'm watching. Brady's been playing the game this whole interview.
Dude, I've been catching some massive air,
and so he's not even with us. Remember when I said earlier before we went live that Brady's because he was late that he's probably doing his own show. He's probably out doing something. He has been this whole show. Brady's been doing his own thing.
He's live streaming on Twitch right now.
Yeah,
guys, it's so. I'll just say this: it's so addicting. You guys have to get it.
So
VirtuWeather
okay,
today.
Brady. Okay,
thanks, bud.
My turn. My turn. So, so Serena helped me out on this because I was having a brain fart all day today. What we're gonna play? So I'm gonna call this one. It's the game we all played as kids. My dad can beat your dad. So the good old fun game, my dad can beat your dad. You guys remember when, like you didn't have didn't have any comebacks. Mavs probably never had this problem, but you didn't have any comebacks, so you just said, "Well, my dad could beat your dad," and like that was your comeback. Well, we're gonna play a game, and this has to do with the Olympics. And I don't know if you followed the 2024 Olympics, Adam.
I sure did.
You did? Well, you might do very well tonight then. So
okay.
I basically looked through all the medal winners and all the different sports. And again, Serena, I thought this was a great idea. And I'm going to ask you, did the U.S. or did the Canada get more medals in a particular sport?
Eek.
So you got a 50% chance of getting it right.
I watched a few of the highlights, but I didn't go that deep. But I'll try my best.
And we're gonna go deep. I mean, we're not doing track and field and swimming and gymnastics. I'll tell you that. Okay.
There were some interesting sports, man. There's things that I didn't even know existed, let alone being Olympic sports. But
as long as you do breakdancing, we're good.
So here we go. So the first one is 3-on-3 basketball.
Ooh.
Who got more medals? Was it Canada or the U.S.?
U.S.
Was the U.S. Yeah, U.S. got a bronze on that. Canada got nothing.
U.S. is a scary team.
They got nothing. All right, let's hit trampoline gymnastics. Trampoline gymnastics, U.S. or Canada?
Probably U.S. The gymnastics team from the U.S. is pretty amazing. So I'm gonna say U.S. It's wrong, isn't it? I knew it was wrong.
U.S. didn't get anything in the trampoline, but Canada got a bronze.
Hey,
got a bronze on that. So.
This is a great game because every time that I'm wrong, I'm going to be happy.
There's a trampoline, Phil. There's a trampoline
There's a sport, trampoline gymnastics.
Is it where they bounce for like an hour until they get enough height and then they start doing wild flips kind of thing? Is that the one? I think that's the one.
We didn't have time to see what the sports.
I didn't see those highlights.
I just see those results. Highlights. Just results. Okay.
All right, judo. How about judo? Like, here's. I thought judo used to be like martial arts, karate stuff, but it's more wrestling than it's.
It's a lot of pinning, right?
It's.
I remember vividly that the Canadian girl and the U.S. girl were the finals, but the U.S. female pinned her in like 2 seconds, and it was over. It was like instant. So I want to say Canada, but I'm going to say U.S.
You must have been watching the highlights of the 2021 Olympics because Canada got a gold medal, U.S. got nothing.
Wow.
Dang.
So it couldn't have been the finals. Maybe it was
I'm going to do some research real quick here.
Judo. That's fine. You
maybe it was wrestling. Maybe I'm talking about wrestling. Maybe it wasn't judo. So
yeah, maybe it was wrestling.
You got to do a music one with me. Come on, you know that, Phil.
Well, we'll get there. You did
it last time.
Canoe sprint. Canoe sprint. U.S. or Canada? Who got more medals out of that one?
The canoe sprint. Let's go.
Don't ask me what that is.
Just because you did 2 Canadians in a row, I'm going to go U.S., but I think it's Canada. But I think I'm going to say U.S.
U.S.
Yeah.
Canada's got a lot of water. They got a lot of water up there.
Canada got a gold and a bronze. U.S. just got a silver out of that one.
A lot of water.
Okay. All right.
Doesn't that sound so Canadian?
I knew Canada did pretty decent, but
yeah.
I just figured I was playing the odds. All right, let's go.
All right, next one, sport climbing.
Oh,
sport
I know.
climbing.
I'm pretty sure the Canada guy did really good, so I'm gonna go ahead and say the U.S.
This logic is solid.
Okay. Well, your logic worked on that one. U.S. got a silver and a bronze, and Canada got nothing.
I didn't see any of these
too many in a row.
Phil, were these on like at 2 a.m. when no one was watching?
It's on at 2 a.m. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, those were probably the high. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Much.
All right.
The time zone thing.
One of my favorites, skateboarding. USA or Canada? Who got more medals?
Probably U.S.
U.S. got 2 silvers and a bronze. Canada
Nice.
came home empty on that one.
All right.
All right, 2 more. Taekwondo.
Maybe that's the one I saw. Oof, I'll go Canada.
So it's a tie. So you would have won either way on that one. Canada and U.S. got a bronze.
Okay.
And then so the last one. This is for your musical talents. Breaking. Who came out ahead in breaking? Canada or U.S.?
We won gold. Yeah.
What's breaking?
My answer is Australia. Australia, is that one of the? Was that one of the choices?
No, Canada. Yeah, Canada got a gold. U.S. only got a bronze in the first year. It's breakdancing, Brady.
The first and last year, they're pulling it.
That.
Oh, really?
They're pulling it. I don't know if it's because of the Australian girl, but they're pulling breakdancing from. They're not going to have it in 2028. They said.
Why would the Australia girl?
You didn't see?
No.
Phil? Are you serious?
No. Yeah.
You have you?
Bad.
Where have you been?
We might
We're
need
gonna
to pull
send
it up.
Phil to the Google.
I was in.
Might need
I
to
don't know.
pull
I was
up
in
the dark
Louisville.
web,
I was
Phil.
watching it in a bourbon restaurant. So maybe that's why.
I don't know if this
Even
is true,
better.
but supposedly she got 0 points. Anyways, so she was doing like this kangaroo jumping, and she was doing some really silly stuff. I really haven't. I have like 99 memes saved on my phone now from it.
Incredible.
But supposedly everybody in Australia is really upset with her, but everybody around the world loves her. So she may have actually put the sport on the map, but supposedly they're pulling it from 2028. So, but the Canadian guy was amazing. Phil Wizard, I think his name was. He was amazing.
I did see Phil Wizard.
He's brilliant. He's just
That's
spinning on
his
his head
last
for like an
name?
hour. It was unbelievable. Yeah, Phil
There was
Wizard.
a
Oh,
Japanese
name.
guy. There was a Japanese
Phil
guy
Wiz.
that was
Yeah.
super fast. Like how
he's
he
the Canadian
did
guy.
some-
Yeah,
it was great.
yeah.
Oh,
He's
that was the
amazing,
Canadian
so-
guy.
That was the Canadian. He won. Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
his name?
Phil Wiz or Phil Wizard, I think.
Oh,
pretty
that
sure.
was Phil Wizard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Canadian guy. Yeah, he won gold.
Phil Wiz. I don't think it was Phil Wiz.
I think they
Phil,
call
next
him.
time-
I've done that a
Wiz or
few
something.
times, but I don't.
Yeah, you have on camera.
At Olympic
Next time we see
quality
Daniel Shaw,
or
Phil, we're gonna have to give him a hard time. 'Cause It's all Daniel Shaw's fault. Probably
All right. Well, Adam, that was awesome. So great job on that. Do
So
do
much.
us a favor before we go to break. Let everybody know where they can follow you, but then also again where they can get more information about VirtuWeather and InstaWeather Pro.
Sure. So for me personally, I'm on Twitter X, Adam Skinner WX. I'm on Facebook as well too. You can find me on there. Just search Adam Skinner. And then for VirtuWeather, if you want to sign up to know exactly when we launch the beta, which is probably a week away, 2 weeks away at the most, I think. You go to virtuweather.com. So it's VIRTU weather.com. And for Instant Weather Pro, just go to Instant Weather Pro, the full word. We thought about doing the Insta initially, but we went the full word. So it's instantweatherpro.com, and that you can subscribe to it. Again, it's $99 Canadian, which is pennies in the US, and with the transaction. But yeah, so $99 for the year for VirtuWeather Pro and for Instant Weather Pro, and VirtuWeather will be roughly the same price when we launch it.
Okay. Where can we find you streaming?
So streaming wise, jump on YouTube and search for Instant Weather. And we stream across Canada right now, but we do want to expand that to the US. And and so we're always usually we're handing it over.
Guys.
Something crosses the border into like Buffalo, I'm like, go look at Max Velocity or Evan Freiberger or Ryan Hall. Like I kind of passed the torch over.
Stormcat 5.
Or Stormcat 5, sorry. Stormcat 5 was my first choice, of course. But yeah, there's some amazing streamers in the U.S. It's funny because people
There are.
often say, oh, you're like the Ryan Hall of Canada. And I'm like, well, Ryan Hall started in about 2018. I started streaming about 2015. So really, it's kind of the other way around. But
If only we had all the followers that he had, then
that Ryan, he's doing a fantastic job. I watch his stream often. When there's nothing happening in Canada, I'm watching his. Again, Evan Freiberg, all those different streamers. They're all amazing in their own right. So
well, I appreciate you sharing VirtuWeather with us on Outbreak. So again, if you're looking for some fun, entertaining live streaming, you can follow us on Stormfront Freaks Outbreak and watch meteorologist Stormcat 5 Brady Harris do that as well. So thanks for sharing that with us, Adam. We are going to be right back. We're going to take a short break, and we'll have our hashtag Weather Fools and Weather Trollbot 5000. Those of you watching are going to get a chance to listen to a little Adam Skinner. So stay tuned.
Nice.
Cool. Adam, all right.
Okay.
Before we get to listen to now, here's the thing. This is all recorded. So is it okay that you're doing this record you're not doing some kind of song that we're gonna get a copyright?
No. You're not gonna get a copyright strike. Yeah, no, you're good. This is an original, so we're all good.
I do want to give a chance to Garrett's on. I know we actually answered a couple questions from Garrett already. But
good questions, by the way.
Garrett, if you got anything else you want to ask Adam before we get a little concert?
No, he nabbed it from the chat there, so I appreciate that. I just figured, with the application and the design of that's something you guys would certainly be exploring. So it's pretty awesome to know that's what you're looking into. So keep up the awesome work. It's a really, killer platform.
Thanks, Garrett. I appreciate it. I got a question for you. How sweet is the peach beer? Is it just like a little sweet, or is it exceedingly sweet?
Just a little.
Just a little? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. As long as it's subtle, then it'd be all right.
They should have that available at Kentucky Fried Chicken. They've got a peach Mountain Dew. They should add the peach beer. I think that
peach Mountain Dew.
Peach Mountain. Yeah, that doesn't sound sweet enough.
That sounds pretty toxic.
Yeah, that'd be live wire pretty much.
Yeah, it's called, and it's lightning something, I think.
You mix that with
Southern
Everclear
Lightning
and
or
it'll
something like
kickstart
that.
you real good.
Blood sugar lightning.
Yeah, it's
diabetes lightning.
Yeah, pretty much. Good
Pretty
Lord.
much.
Okay.
Hey, Adam, so I have one quick question. When you show the cool toggle
Sure.
between the radar and the velocity,
Yeah.
is that in the Instant Weather Pro? Is that where do you
Yes.
find that exactly? Okay, it's in there with like the upgrade.
Yeah,
the
so
code?
so it's when you subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, we're still sending out instructions by hand. So you'll subscribe, and then Teresa sends you an email with all the details. And then just at the bottom of the screen, you'll see single mode. You click it, it says dual mode, and you click it, it says split mode. And split mode is the one that's swiping. We're gonna change split mode to swipe mode because I think that makes more sense. But currently
that's cool.
it's split mode. But just at
I
the
like
bottom
it.
of the screen there. So cool.
I like it.
Thank you.
I just
Thank you.
got
We're trying to-
MJ spilling all over himself. Sorry.
We're gonna have to clip it,
The
chat,
ice.
clip it.
The ice in the bottom of it let go, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I missed it.
You need to only
MJ.
drink if you only drink green drinks like Mountain Dew, then the green it'll just be invisible on the green screen. It'll just float
Right.
past you.
There
And
you
we won't
go.
even see it.
All right. Well, before we get Adam's song, anybody else quick had something for Adam? Otherwise, I'm ready. I
was awesome.
feel like
I got
I've been waiting all night for this.
I gotta click a few buttons first, so if you want to chat about anything first, go
Click
ahead.
away.
I'm
Click
catching
away.
some
All right.
massive air on the beach right now. This is awesome,
God.
guys. I'm telling you right now, if you're watching the chat, this game is awesome. We are catching some massive air over here on the beach.
What are
I'm
these? Like,
telling
little,
you,
are these huts or something? Where are you?
I have no idea. This is the beach
Wait.
in South. Yeah.
Wait, Brady,
They're,
can you change your time? Can you change your time? Your time of day. So go to the very top right, click that down arrow. Oh, you know how to do it already. Okay, good. See, there you go. All right, brighten it up a little. You wanted sunset though, didn't you?
I did.
See,
I did.
these are the Google Earth tiles that they're great from above, but when you get down to surface level, they start to get a little blobby. But I mean, it's still pretty cool. Pretty cool.
But it's actually cool. I actually like it because, if I lived here, I would be like, oh my gosh, that's like the tiki hut that's on the beach right there, and that's really cool because you can get to that
Where you
level
had your
of
first kiss,
granularity.
right?
Exactly, right. And plus, because it's on the beach,
And
you can get
beer.
some air too if you hit the right. You hit the
Brady's
right-
ever only kissed his mom. Adam, what are you talking about?
Guys, I'm just telling you right now. I just while Adam's setting this up, I just got some massive air. Let's see if I can recreate it right now. Uh-oh. Whoa!
Yeah,
landed
it's a little wild when you start flying around. Did you try the hover car? Click. There's a hover car, by the way. I don't know if did you see it?
I did.
Oh, you have to. I think you have to return and start again. Yeah, I think it doesn't want to do it naturally, so you have to go back. Yeah, there
How
you
do
go.
you fly this?
Well, it floats on the ground. So this is one of my first ideas of maybe we could just float above the ground and then all the bumps in the ground won't matter. But it's still basically like a real car. They just lifted the models up. So this is just an asset I purchased off of Epic's marketplace or something. But it's a little hover car kind of thing.
You can go over the water and
You go over the water though. There you go. There you go. Wouldn't that be? I thought, how about what a great storm chasing car if you have like a Cybertruck that could float on water or something. Like there you go. You'd have
Water
something
spout
going on.
intercept.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Water spout instead would be wild like that for sure.
All right, have a good night, Brady. See you, buddy.
And he's gone. Oh, and he's back. All right.
Yeah, I won't do that. I won't do that.
Did you kick him off?
I did for a moment. Just sending a
boy.
message. I was just sending a message.
You pick one.
All right, you ready,
so
brother?
Pretty close. Let me just switch my sound card 1 sec. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Make sure my StreamYard settings are all right. Okay, looks good to me. Ooh, I didn't have noise reduction on this entire time. Hopefully, I didn't hear my air conditioner the entire time. But
that's probably what it was.
That's what it was.
Kick off
episode. You guys don't mind if we just redo the entire episode real quick? Can we? Is that okay?
Can we just start over? Here we go.
Oof, all that.
It wasn't too bad.
Also, I
It
can have
wasn't
the
too bad.
audio. Okay, it wasn't so bad. All right. Oof, that's brutal. Anyways, okay. All right, so this particular song, I actually wrote it for those who experience storm anxiety. And I played it on the live stream a few times, and it's gone over well. So I'll give it a shot here. Turn on my. Remember to tell me to turn off my voice reverb. I already turned it on. Am I already very reverby? No.
No, I
not
don't
yet.
hear it yet.
No, you'll hear it now. Hold on a sec.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
We got it. All right, ladies
How's
and
it sound?
gentlemen,
Does it sound
Adam
okay?
Skinner.
Can I get a sound check? Check 1, 2, 3. Is it all right?
You
Check,
good?
check.
All right. Here we go. Storm has passed. Time is now to go to bed. You can do it somehow. Storm is gone. It's too long to rest your head. Get some sleep. Try to dream of something sweet. All right. Sleep just fine. Tonight. Thunder gone. Rain is calm down. You look up to the sky, see things clearing now. Everything's okay, even if it's not. All storms pass eventually. Know you have a lot. You got me, you got mom, you got all the things that you've become. Me, you got mom, got a loving home where you're from. You got me, you got mom, so family, you only get one. You only get one. Storm has passed. The time is now to go to bed. You can do it somehow. The storm is gone. It's not too long. Get some sleep. Try to dream of something sweet. Sleep alright. Sleep just fine. Tonight. Tonight. You're gonna sleep just fine. Tonight. You're gonna sleep just fine. Tonight. Tonight.
Adam, that sounded great.
I love the lyrics. The lyrics
I think
are very nice.
we also might have had some sound issues there because
Oh no.
Yeah, we didn't get it full.
It had to be the echo
I'm sure it was
cancellation.
probably a StreamYard issue.
Oh no, did I not turn that off? Oh, I had echo cancellation on the whole time.
No, we tried. We tried toggling
we could hear
it.
you better. Yeah, was having that on was the best way to get you because we lost you a lot of the time.
Oh, really?
We didn't hear the guitar. Didn't hear the guitar much either. No.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Phil, echo cancellation.
But
the
part we could hear was great.
I know.
But you.
It really was. It really was.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Here's the thing: we heard a lot of your voice, didn't get the guitar, and you sounded great.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And
I was still on NVIDIA broadcast. Nah.
You want to do it again?
Probably, but if you want to run the rest of the show and I can just do it at the end, it's fine. It's all good.
Do it again. Do it again.
Should I?
Yeah.
At least I got to practice in.
Yeah, do it again.
Fuck's sake.
I loved it, so I want to hear it. And it's
all right.
I know. I want to hear the rest of it.
So what was it on your end? What did you have?
No, you know what it was? I use NVIDIA Broadcast, which is a plugin. If you have an NVIDIA video card, it's a plugin that is like the best noise cancellation. But I thought I switched it to just directly from my sound card, but no, it was still on NVIDIA Broadcast. So it was noise canceling itself. Shoot, that's why it went down the drain. So all right, well, I can give it another shot.
Let's redo it. Let's ask our chat. You guys want to hear Adam again?
They want to hear
Brady, what should they
I see lots of them.
Spam the phallic Greg emote if you want to see it again. If you don't want to see it, don't spam anything.
So spam. Let's see.
Spam.
We get an encore.
Any emote you want. Any emote you want.
Yeah.
All right. They all want it. They all want it, Adam.
Yeah, they do.
Not just us. So that's good.
You're going to hear reverb from me talking now, right? Yes?
Yep.
I'm going to turn stereo audio on.
Yep.
All right. It'll be better now. Let's see here. One sec.
Let's hear your guitar.
Give a little guitar.
All right. Let's just try it. La 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 la.
Oh yeah.
Is that a little better?
That's much
You're
better.
there.
Anyways, let's try that again.
You're preaching to the choir with this group with how many times we
audio.
F up our audio. So yeah, you're good.
All right. At least I had a warm up. I got to drink some of my, what is it called again?
There you go.
My daily forecast. I got to drink some of that.
Sour? That's a sour. I'm not
I bought this beer for you guys.
He's like, I'm choking it down for you guys.
Not for you.
I'm drinking this. It's actually not bad. All right. So where was I? Yes, wrote the song for those who experience storm anxiety. So let's give it a shot. Storm has passed. The time is now to go to bed. You can do it somehow. The storm is gone, and maybe it's not too long till you rest your head, get some sleep, try to dream of something sweet. Be alright. You're gonna sleep just fine tonight. I forgot to turn on my guitar. Okay, now it's gonna sound better. You ready? Let's try it again. Storm has passed. The time is now to go to bed. You can do it somehow. The storm is gone, and maybe it's not too long till you rest your head, get some sleep, try to dream of something sweet. Be alright. You're gonna sleep tonight. Thunder's gone, rain is coming down. If you look up to the sky, you see things are clearing out. Everything is gonna be okay, even if it's not. All storms pass eventually. Know you have a lot. You got me, you got mom, you got all the things that you've become. Me, you got mom, got a loving home where you're from. You got me, you got mom. So love your family, you only get one. You only get one. Storm has passed. The time is now to go to bed. You can do it somehow. Storm is gone, and maybe it's not too long till you rest your head, get some sleep, try to dream of something sweet. Ooh, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna sleep just fine tonight, tonight, tonight. You're gonna sleep just fine tonight. You're gonna sleep just fine. Ooh, tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
And that
Thanks so much.
sounded,
Thank you.
Yeah, it sounded like 125%.
I bet you get girls
Yeah.
throwing their underwear at you, don't you?
Yeah, with that song. Oh yeah. Here's the Helen Hunt card. I'm throwing it at you right now.
Did you just confirm right now that was her underwear? No,
Please.
I think so.
I did not say that.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, kindly.
Yeah, Adam, that was good. So, how long did it take you to come up with that?
That one was one of those rare ones that kind of comes out quick. You write a verse and a chorus, and then you spend the next 15 years trying to finish the song, or it all comes out in like one batch, and that came out like in one batch, and I recorded it and put it out kind of in one little. Very
nice.
Quick little YouTube video. So yeah, but I played on streams and it seems to be going over well. I like to end the live stream with it because it's kind of like this, putting everybody to bed before,
All right,
before the end of the stream.
I'm just telling you right now.
That's
I can't do it. The best I can do is the recorder, and that's it. I cannot do what Adam just did. That is more than practice. That's talent. That's raw talent.
Yeah.
Pete.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it,
Very
Stormcat.
So good.
Thank you.
All right. So let's. Wow, that was good. Like I don't even know what to do anymore. That like we should.
I kind of want to cry.
Too,
I want to start crying from happiness. That's what I want to do.
Is that how we end our show from now on? Is that what we're doing?
Just bring me back every show.
We'll bring
just to play
Adam
the song.
back every show. Yes.
Just clip it.
We should.
Pretty much.
It's not a bad idea. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's when we come back. Are you sticking around, Adam, or are you heading out?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sticking around. You can take your reverb off, by the way.
Oh no! Did I leave it on?
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's
It does sound kind of cool.
Cool. You need to show me how to do that, Adam.
Yeah, can we all have
Show
that?
me how to do that.
I'm normally on the ball with the audio tech, but it's the sour.
It's the sour. It's doing it.
Mimosa.
Okay, so all right. So what we're gonna do is MJ is gonna play a vintage Stormfront Freaks video commercial, and then he'll play Pecos Hank Drive Under the Moon.
Love Pecos.
Yeah, and then
He's the best.
And then coming out of that, he's going to play the Weather Fools video. And then, Brady, you're going to introduce that. I have got 5 Weather Fools.
You do. And Greg had 2, but he's not here.
Yeah, he's not on. So is it just me?
So it's just you.
All right.
Alrighty.
Okay. So it's just me and then Brady, stormfrontfreaks.com, episode 216. And then MJ's playing the Twisters. Nope.
No, I think I'm playing
bad.
Trollbot. I caught that.
Yeah, you're playing Trollbot. So you're playing the Weather Trollbot video. Serena, don't forget to unmute yourself and explain what Weather Trollbot is. And then I've got 2 to share with you all.
Nice.
And then when we're done with Trollbot, Freak Fanbox video, I've got some, I'll do that since Jen is not here. So I'll do our Fanbox and then close us out.
With the big drawing.
All right, here we go.
Ah, yeah, we got the big drawing. So
big drawing.
All righty.
Are you everybody set?
Let's do it.
Ready.
Garrett, we'll see you in a little bit. Hang on a second while I rearrange and figure out which thing I'm supposed to play.
Yeah.
It's what?
He gets
I bet you get some trolls.
All right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Don't miss Vintage Stormfront Freaks.
This one here, we do have a few dents in the new Suburban, but my truck, that hood's a trophy.
You might as well put 2 GoPros on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what it looks like.
So I'm like, I'm gonna drive this thing into a tornado, and then they all start laughing.
Good. You'll be the only sober one by the end of the night.
Hi, I'm Storm Chaser Vince Welty, and this is the Stormfront Freaks.
It's Vince. Let's take a drive under the moon. Let's take a drive under the somber sky. Let's take a drive under the moon.
Uh-oh. Who is that, guys? Does anyone know who this band is? Because I don't. Who is that band? It's The Who. Who am I? I'm Stormcat5. What is this segment? Guys, this is Weather Fools. If it's your first time or maybe you're just a little forgetful like me, guys, Weather Fools is us. We're going out on the internet. We're going on the dark web. Phil finds everything on the dark web. And I got news for you. He has found some gems tonight. Phil has 5. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Weather Fools. And Phil, you have come prepared. Let's get right into it, Phil. Who are your Weather Fools this week?
All right, so I'm bringing some from our listeners. This is from Fuzzy is sharing this with us. I call this attention starved. But this was while, I don't know if this was the Weather Channel or who this was reporting from Hurricane Debbie. And
is that
you see in the
Cantori?
background.
Looks like him.
I think it's Cantori getting the.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No, I don't think it's Jim. No,
okay.
It's not him. But there's some clown in the background doing a belly flop off his pontoon and a pair of tighty whities or something.
Genius.
I love
that's Cantori in the background, guys. Don't you know
that's him?
That's
He's
Cantori in the
jumping off
background.
pontoon.
That's what you meant.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, attention stuff. All right, this one's from Garrett. I call it interesting shelter choice. Tornado coming through, and they're by some shed. They're like hanging out by a shed while the roof comes off their house.
Yeah, get away from the window.
Yeah, like watching out their window while there's a tornado taking out the house. Debris flying everywhere. Folks, that's not where you shelter.
No.
Holy cow.
Nope. That is not.
They are very lucky. Woo, there goes the roof.
Whoa.
There goes the roof. And it's flying right at them. I mean,
They just turn just slightly.
Man.
Yeah, so not good.
Wow.
All right, I call this one Stop the Effing Hazard Lights. I'll tell you what, if you're a storm chaser, folks, there's number one, I'm not a fan of hazard lights at all anyway, but if you're going to use them when you're pulled over, parked, and by a hazard. Don't use them when you're driving in the dark, in the rain, like this ass clown is doing, because you cannot see. If you're following that, you can't see where you're going in the rain.
Nope.
No need to do that at all.
This is valid.
It's like
What
a
was that
strobe light
license
at a
plate?
Nickelback concert. You just don't do it.
Zoom in on the license.
Is this North America? That's a weird looking license plate. What is that?
It looks like
like
one of
temp.
those permits.
It's
Like
a
you just
temp
bought a
tag.
new car.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
car.
It's
They
probably one of
ruined
those
it with the light
shuttles,
bar.
those car shuttles, when you take your car in to get fixed and then the shuttle takes you to work and they're storm chasing.
Almost looks
Phil, I
like
will
the-
say this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say it almost looks like the Ghostbuster car from the very first shot. Who are you going to call?
I will say this. I do love the CRV. I'm a CRV guy, so I respect it.
All right, I don't even know what to call
Thanks,
this
Brady.
one. Some dude's out on a lake and it's hailing in their ski boat. And they're just out, like, look at that hail.
That's wild.
What are you doing out on the frickin' lake in a hailstorm with hailstones that big?
Wow.
Just
I almost thought it was one of those fish videos where they're jumping out of the water.
Yeah. At least this thing's clearly got a. They can't just be staying there unless they didn't have a roof. Like they've got to have some cover of some sort, right?
yeah, there's got to be something. Or he's wearing a hard hat.
It's like a pontoon or something.
Is anyone
Could you get-
thinking like? Go ahead, Mass.
Could you get hail big enough that it could actually sink your boat?
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the biggest ever? Was it Texas or was it like North Dakota or something? But I'm pretty sure the biggest ever was
Hailstone?
It goes
Yeah,
through
it was-
roofs.
Coffeyville.
was
Coffeyville,
like
Kansas, wasn't it?
football or something size, right?
Yeah, it'll go through the fiberglass of your boat. It goes through a roof.
And your skull.
All right,
Yeah,
this is
too.
from Russia. I call this the neighborhood watch party. Because look at these guys; they're all just hanging out like at a barbecue, and there's a funnel like forming right in front of them. And before long, folks, watch this thing is going to touch down,
Oh,
and
no
they're just
way.
all checking it
right
out.
now.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh my
Good
god!
Lord.
they're
Russia
all just
just
chilling out.
They just do things differently there, man. That's just
It's the vodka.
good. Look, there you go. Condensation of the ground.
Yeah.
They're like, what's up?
Lots of debris.
Goodness gracious.
River Lake.
They're,
Hey,
they're
when
like,
you
A
have-
few of them are like, let's go now.
yeah, should we do something? Like, is this good? And let's be fair. I mean, it's probably an area where they just don't normally get tornadoes. People don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They don't know what it can do.
They're starting
It's
to.
deceiving too, right? When you see debris that big from far away, it looks really small, but it's actually chunks of a house.
Oh, there goes more houses. And they're all just out there with their cell phones. They're like, this is cool. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So good old neighborhood watch party.
What is it? What are they filming?
Debris.
They're trying to get some
Turn to the-
CG. They're
Turn
trying to
to
get
the
some
left.
CG probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, at this point. Well, this maybe tells you that they just don't understand what they're seeing. So I'll give them a little credit for that, but it's just funny. They're all hanging out. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
time to
that?
go.
That's interesting.
Wow. Wow. Well,
All right. Cool.
those were some bangers tonight. If you want to check all of those videos out and more, make sure you go to stormfrontfreaks.com and check out episode 216. Look in the show notes section.
I feel like I need Jen's voice for this one. She does such a good job with introing this one all the time. So this is Trollbot 5000. And Phil found him at a yard sale in
On the
Columbus,
dark web.
5,000. Yeah.
and it had access to the dark web. So this is Trollbot, and Trollbot is a pretty cool thing that Phil did find actually, and it probably was on the dark web. But there's all these times where people get trolled on the internet, especially TV meteorologists, and they're very polite. They're very PC with their responses, and Trollbot is not, and we're here for it. So Phil, tell us what Trollbot has this week.
All right, so I brought Trollbot back from the garage because we had a couple we had to share with everybody tonight, and the first one I'm going to share comes from really who else but Ginger Z. I've always teased that we're going to call this the Ginger Z Trollbot 5000, but so I'll share this from this was from Ginger Z. She likes to share her trolls, which is great. So this comes from Little Buddy 50, and if you don't know Ginger Z, she's the chief meteorologist at ABC News. But Little Buddy 50 says someone needs plastic surgery. And Ginger Z responded, why? And Little Buddy 50 said, well, age is definitely catching up to you. You look like a female Joe Biden, like an avocado that's been in the sun for too long.
Wow.
Ouch.
That's just a DICK move.
Yeah.
That's just mean.
So, and so this was Ginger's response. And so all of our, weather friends, they're always fairly polite, right, in their response and professional. And Ginger said, but I love avocados. Why is age such a negative thing? I thought we were changing that narrative. Perhaps Little Buddy didn't get the note.
She's so
So
good at
what we do is, as Serena talked about, right? So we're going to plug all this information into Weather Trollbot 5000. And Weather Trollbot is basically going to interpret what Ginger Z was really thinking and kind of let us know what that was. So we got to type that in here first. And then Trollbot's got to compute all that. It's AI. It's machine learning, Adam.
Here is what Ginger was really thinking. Holy shit pickles. Avocados are my favorite, you whiny douchebag. Poor Little Buddy 50 is sad his cat doesn't lick his asshole anymore.
Oh, wow. I love what Ginger was really thinking. It's always really good.
It's so good. It's so. What was that first part? Pickle what?
Sweet dick pickles or something? I forget.
Shit pickle maybe?
Pickle, maybe? It's good.
It was good.
Solid.
All right.
We'll
we'll go to number 2. I thought this was going to be interesting.
I think we went to number 2, didn't we?
So we did. Yeah. So friend of the show and contributor to Outbreak, Vince Walty, Storm Chaser, gets his share of trolls as well. And so you can find Vince at seethestorm.net. You can also see him on Stormfront Freaks Outbreak live storm coverage. But he shared this with us. He had a troll say, who is this? Weather Chaser 1166 said, save yourself some time and skip this. You're better off watching your grass grow. And Vince, and I say our weather friends are always really kind and professional, and Vince is a little bit on the border, but he definitely holds back.
He's no Ginger Z. That's okay.
Vince said, save some of my time and kick stones. That was Vince's response. But my gut feeling is that Vince probably was thinking more than just save some of my time and kick stones. So let's plug this into Weather Trollbot and see what he might have really been thinking. I'm going to type this in. And then she's got to compute.
Here is what Vince was really thinking. Save yourself some of my fucking time and kick fucking stones.
Okay. So he just kept out the F part, I guess, of his response. So
that sounds accurate.
Yeah. So he was holding back. He really was holding back.
He holds back some. Yeah.
Sometimes he does.
So I always say this to all of our viewers and listeners. If you see any of our weather friends getting trolled and you see them, responding in a nice way, but you really want to know what they're thinking, go ahead and share it with us on social media or send it to questions@stormfrontfreaks.com. And we might have Weather Trollbot 5000 interpret what they were really thinking.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line.
You've got mail, baby, yeah.
All right, so let's check our Freak fan box. I shout out to Jen. I know her daughter's not feeling well, Zara, tonight, so Jen couldn't make it tonight. So we're thinking of you, Jen, and hope Zara's feeling better tomorrow. But we do have some mail. So let's check this out. So we've got one from Polly WURX. Polly Works. In response to our Cam Crosby episode, last episode, said, Cam's a good guy, great guest choice. We go way back, and you've only scratched the surface, as he is low-key with his trove of forecast knowledge and intuition. Fun show. Thanks for making this happen.
Nice.
So thanks, Polly Works, on that. Mama G, who is on our chat tonight, she's one of our moderators. Also, same episode, said great show tonight with Cam Crosby. That was episode 215. Fuzzy chimed in as well. Same episode, said awesome episode as always. Cam is a very chill person. Looking forward to the show in October. Also have fun ghost hunting Angela. Angela couldn't make it tonight, but maybe she's ghost hunting tonight.
Maybe.
Couldn't remember. But and said, let me know how it goes. In the after show, the gang was talking about tattoos. I put in the chat that I'm 21, soon to be 22, and still scared of them.
Fair.
That makes two of us. Adam, do you have a tattoo?
Zippo.
Okay. And then there is one other one that I sent Jen, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I just got this today. This is from Josh McCrae. He sent an email, so he's going old-fashioned, old school on us.
Nice.
Josh said, I just wanted to drop a note saying how much fun your podcast is and how happy I am to have found it. Unfortunately, I drive for work, so my happy hour drink is just not as cold as I wished it would be. Pink Powerade. I've loved weather for as long as I can remember, from camping as a kid to working construction to driving a brown box truck. Weather has always had a direct impact. I was on vacation when Twisters hit the movie theaters, and some may say it was the highlight of said vacation. Finding the spoiler-free, spoiler-spree episode you had when coming back to work, let me relive that little bit of vacation. So a couple days went by, and I was caught up on my podcast feeds and thought, hey, that one specific Stormfront Freaks episode was good. I should listen to the back catalog. And that's just what I am doing. So Apple Podcasts started back episodes around episode 58, which is probably good because the other 57 were probably not so good.
They were right.
And I've been binging while at work since then. So I'm up to episode 121 now, and I'm working on getting current. He said lunch break is almost over. So thanks again for producing a great show, Josh McCrae.
Nice.
So not too bad.
Nice.
Thanks, Josh.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Thank you, Josh.
What episode was Skeletons? Do you remember which
gosh.
episode was that?
I don't, like offhand.
Still my favorite, man.
We've had a couple hundred, so I like lose track after a while what they all were. So hey, we appreciate all of you, and feel free to let us know what you think of the show. Whether you do that on social media and tag Stormfront Freaks, or again, you can do it like Josh and just send it email, questions@stormfrontfreaks.com. Either way, we might play it on the show. So thanks all of you tuning in. And I think that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast and Stormfront Freaks Live. So thanks for tuning in, whether you're watching or listening. But do us a favor, either way, no matter how you're doing it, like, subscribe. So as Brady says, Brady, that's your cue.
Mash the subscribe button and the like button, everyone.
Yeah, he's getting good at saying
Mash
that now.
it.
So, yeah,
Mash it like potatoes.
Mash that. Wow, really?
I'm not
I
as
don't
cool
know
as
how to
Brady.
follow that. I don't know how to
You
follow
are, Serena. I think you're cooler,
I'm
actually.
just no.
See,
I'm just.
see,
I'm
I gotta
just
wear
not as cool as
sunglasses
Brady.
to be cool. You don't. I'm just saying it right now. You don't.
that.
No one
But
wants to
hey, I
see these ugly eyes.
do want to say special thanks to our guest tonight, Adam Skinner. So, Adam, thanks so much for joining us. And
Thanks so much for having me again. It was a blast.
Thanks,
putting up
Appreciate
with us, and but that's a lot of fun. And again, thanks for sharing. You know we've been like going crazy to get a chance to see this and use it, and it's awesome. So we can't wait to tell the world about it.
I appreciate that. Thank
so
you very
thanks. Let's go around the horn and find out how we can follow the freaks as well. Maz, I'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Sorry, let's go through puberty again. You can find me on X at MoneyStorm, the number 4, the letter U, at MoneyStorm4U.
All right. Brady.
Stormcat 5 with an underscore. So still working on getting the original one, but right now it's got an underscore.
Where's the underscore though?
It's not in the logo.
Good question.
That would be bad.
Is it between Storm and Cat, or is it between Cat and 5?
It's at the end.
Oh, it's just at the end. Okay,
it's at the end.
Okay.
I tried to put it at the end so no one would notice. There's an underscore, but
So no one notices how to follow you. That's yeah.
Exactly.
This is a solid marketing plan.
Serena, what do you got?
I don't have any underscores. Sorry, guys. Just everything is WX Serena, WXCYRENA. And we'll talk about it in the future, Phil, but look what I have in my hands.
Oh, can you not tell us a little about it now? Or
I totally can.
Okay.
Can.
Please do.
So this is my second book, The Hurricane Story. So the first one, The Weather Story, we've also re-released it as a paperback again. So I went through some of the images and tried to make a couple of them a little bit brighter than before. That one was one that always bugged me. So anyway, so it's a re-release, and but The Hurricane Story number 2 is ready. You can get it at francisfoxstories.com. And so it is ready to go, and it is the cutest darn thing. Like
Super cute.
It's adorable. And I wanted lots of people to learn all about hurricanes with it. So there's a whole hurricane glossary in there. We have the category scale, the Saffir-Simpson scale in here, and the map that shows where cyclones, typhoons, and hurricanes occur, the differences there. This is an educational piece, let's be honest. So it's cute, it's entertaining, it's ready. And we have these cool little bundles, so you can get both of them together.
The grandkids loved the first one, so thank you. I've read it a bunch of times to them. So
Very cool. That's awesome. So yeah, if you don't have your copy, go to francisfoxstories.com, order them. They're ready. We'll do a deep dive. I'll do a special reading for you guys someday. They're so cute.
Serena, I got a question for you regarding hurricanes. I just heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, it seems like it probably is, but I heard that historically there has never been a hurricane that has crossed the equator, and vice versa. There's never been a typhoon that has crossed. Is that true?
Oh, I'll have to look into that. That's a good question.
Said, and I'm like, really? Never? There's never been a storm that went past that invisible line? Really? Interesting.
The only thing I could think of where they've passed is when they go over Central America. We've had those where they cross oceans. We've had that in the past, but equator, I don't know. You stumped me. I'm going to have to look.
Please do. And your next book, you can add it.
There we go. Yeah, so the
equator,
Francis Fox.
the adult version.
I know. Oh,
God, please no.
Oh, please, Maz.
Brady's like, I can't. But yeah, I saw some people asking about an autograph set. If you order them early, there are autographed ones still going out. I signed a whole bunch of them. So if the sooner you order, the more likely you are to get one that's signed.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Very good. All right. And you can find Stormfront Freaks on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. But typically, I'm tweeting mostly on Twitter at Stormfront Freak. So that's where you can find that. Our next episode, so it's back to school time. Those of you with kids, grandkids, it's about that time of year. We're heading back to school. So we've got 2 amazing weather and storm chasing phenoms that we're going to have joining us. Alvin Kamau is going to be with us, and Alina Cooper is going to be with us. And what's sad is I asked them, I'm going to look this up because I asked them how to pronounce their name, and then I didn't phonetically put it here in my script. So I'm going to make sure we get it right. It is Alina Cooper. So apologize for that, Alina. And then it is Alvin Kamau. So I screwed it up. Both of you guys, I screwed it up. So I'll get it right when we have you on. But they're going to be joining us live Thursday, August 29th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central on YouTube. Of course, the audio podcast will be up and available that weekend as well. So don't forget to check that out. We're going to quick do our drawing. So, we talked about our Patreon drawing for all of our EF5 and above teammates, which basically means they're supporting the show at $15 a month or more. They're the ones that are always eligible when we do these funky drawings. So our Twisters Collector's Pack includes the AMC IMAX Twisters car magnet for your car. It includes the certificate of authenticity of debris from the set of Twisters. This is some car glass from a tornado set in Chickasha, Oklahoma. So you'll get that. And you'll also get the one of 20 cards made with Helen Hunt wardrobe. You can kind of see it's a little 3D in there. But that's it's actually a unique exclusive card with Helen Hunt stuff. So
Mystery
here we go.
Wardrobe?
We're gonna what's that?
Mystery wardrobe.
Yeah,
Might have been her
wardrobe.
shirt, right? I think she was wearing a white shirt, so it might have been that.
Yeah,
it could have been.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it looks like that. It's a little bit off white, so it looks right there. So okay. So number 1, Tanya Griffin. 2, Tim Veltman. 3, Tay McLean. 4, Steve Holmes. 5, Stacy Fincher. 6, Patrick H. 7, Paradigm Films, which is Steven. 8 is Maddie, who I saw in Westchester. 9 is Liam Gray. 10, Lauren Lucas. 11, Kay Girl. 12 is Jody Harris. That's Brady's mom. 13 is Green Frogger. She's eligible. She's paying us $15 a month. She's eligible. Okay.
Got it going
Whoa!
Whoa.
13 is Green Frogger. 14 Grant. 15 Cindy Ann. 16 Blake Boomer. 17 Alec Esno. 18 Garrett Beverly. 19 Dan Wallace. 20 Angela Krager. You guys ready? So I've got this randomizer 1 through 20, and I just shake it.
Boo.
Number 9 is Liam Gray. So Liam Gray, congratulations. You win. I'm going to play the applause here. Maybe not. All right.
Everyone
I
just
haven't
clap.
been hearing
Everyone
the
clap.
sound
Everyone
effects.
clap.
I heard it.
Oh,
I
you
could
did?
hear it.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
fighting MJ. I didn't hear any of the sound effects tonight. I hear the videos, but none of the sound effects. Okay. MJ, great job. So that was Liam Gray. All right. Good job, Liam. So those of you watching, stick around for the after show. But for Maz and Stormcat, Adam, Serena, MJ in the background, Garrett, I think, is still with us. I'm going to signal the all clear, and we'll catch you guys next time. So good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. You can watch our bi-weekly show live on youtube.com/StormfrontFreaks and download the audio version on your favorite podcast player. For links to our Patreon team of exclusive benefits, show notes, past shows, new videos, merchandise, and more, visit our website at stormfrontfreaks.com. While you're there, check out our interactive chaser radar from our friends at zoomradar.com. If you'd like to contact us with questions or make comments about the show, shoot us an email to questions@stormfrontfreaks.com or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Search for Stormfront Freaks. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time and tell a friend about the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Cool. Uh-oh.
Cool.
What's Brady doing? Brady's drunk.
Oh, God.
Dear Lord.
I wish he was drunk. He's not drunk. That's what you get with Brady.
What is happening?
What is he gonna? What's he doing to the dinosaur?
Is this a clip he has so he doesn't have to be on camera?
Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
It's a bloody dino. I want to pet it. Shh. You're scaring me. Crikey.
Okay. Wow. You only get that on the Stormfront Freaks after show, folks.
That reminds me of the scene from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
It's like the bear is the guy.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fill up my buttons on my
On your Stream Deck?
so that one's called the Dino button.
Do you have a Stream Deck, Adam?
Yeah, my wife just got me one for my birthday at the end of July, and I've got the only button I've programmed so far is turn lights on and turn lights off. But I plan on doing a bunch more with it. So just
When
have
was
to
your
find
birthday?
a day. July 29th.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
Well, happy belated birthday. You're
Thank
a
you.
day away
Appreciate
from MJ.
Day away from me. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Wait,
Nice.
MJ, you're the 28th?
Yes.
Oh my guys, we should all get together and have like a big July birthday party all together next year.
We'll go back up to Canada. Yeah, that's
Hey.
I'll visit Canada in July again.
That'd be fun.
That'd
Would
be cool.
good. So Amy, thanks for tuning in. Sue, Plombo 5, Mama G, Green Frogger, Fuzzy was on. Carly, thanks for keeping everybody in line. Darla Sampson. I'm still not going to name that. I'm still not going to say that name. Sorry.
Just say Ida.
I love you, but I'm just not going to say it. Yeah. So anyway, Cindy Ann, everybody tuning in, thank you. And Adam, again, thanks. That was fun, and that
Thanks
song
so
was
much.
amazing.
Thanks so much. I
Song was
appreciate it.
really amazing.
Thank you,
Adam,
kindly.
have you and your family been tested on the genius scale?
My brother
Seriously?
my brother was tested, and they wanted to pull him out of our school and put him in some sort of enriched school or whatever, but he wanted to hang out with his friends, so no, he's definitely
Does that mean you're like a superhero or something? Like,
I'm talking about my brother, but I'm not. I'm
tested?
definitely not super. I mean, I want to be Batman, but that's we'll work on that.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, but which Batman?
The Batman who see, the thing is the way I think that I'm kind of Batman is that, if tornadoes were like bad guys, then I help everybody stay safe from them because I'm always tracking them through Canada. So they're the bad guys, and I'm the live streaming Batman guy. So this is what I tell myself. It sounds worse now that I said it out loud. What? Sorry.
What birthday was that?
July 29th.
No. What number? How old are you?
Oh, 41.
Okay. All right. You seemed younger. Yeah.
Thanks.
Mama G wants to know, is there a place where they can purchase your music?
Oh, the band I had when I was trying to be a rock star back in my 20s, I had a band called Atlantis Blueprint. So if you go on like iTunes Music or Spotify, I think you can still find the one album we released. It's called Atlantis Blueprint. Besides that, my wife is actually a brilliant singer. She's an award-winning vocalist. She's amazing. She just wipes. Everyone's like, every time I play a show, they go, "Oh, wow, you did really great," and then they hear her sing, and they're like, "Wow, she's really great, eh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's all her." So you can actually, when COVID started, her and I decided to do a bunch of live streams. So if you are on Facebook, we only ever created a Facebook page, but it's called Amanda Adam Music. So if you go on Facebook and check out Amanda Adam Music, it was us. It was basically her telling me about an hour before the live stream, "Can you learn this, and this song?" And I was like, "Okay." And I'd print out some chords and try to figure it out real fast. So there was, it was a little rough at times, but her voice makes up for it. So so check out Amanda Adam Music on Facebook, and you can see us play a bunch of songs.
Perfect.
Cool.
That was awesome. All right. Well, I tell you what, Adam, I can't wait to get my new computer up and running, and maybe Stormcat will do another outbreak here soon. I'll rip it up, and I'll keep sharing my screen, Brady, while I'm storm chasing while you're trying to share the weather. Is that a deal?
Yeah. That's a deal. Yeah, Phil.
Deal.
It's. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'll use the hovercraft.
Phil, are you using OBS?
No.
Okay. I found when I've streamed through the share my screen,
Brady does, but I don't.
I do.
Oh, okay,
I do,
you do, yeah. I feel when I stream through StreamYard, using share my screen as opposed to just doing it by replacing my screen and sticking me in the bottom corner, I find overall the performance works better through OBS than it does for them to share my screen for some reason. I think it's StreamYard only accepts a certain amount of bandwidth, and when you're sending two different feeds, it has to split that between the two feeds. But if you just do it through OBS and you go virtual camera and the kind of thing, it ends up working better. So you might want to dabble in that.
And Phil, I could show you how to, because the big thing that I didn't want to do the share screen is because I couldn't get all the audio. But I found a workaround. You just have to. I could show you how to set that up, just so you can get all of your system's audio.
Yeah, I use the VB audio plugin. Is that what you use? Yeah, exactly.
I
Works
just
great.
discovered that the other day, and it's a game.
Actually, now I have it. So because I was having trouble getting the audio from VirtuWeather to be kind of separate from my desktop audio. But if you there's the one VB audio. It's like $5, but if you buy it, they'll give you two different channels. They'll give you an A and a B. And then if you go into your sound properties and you click on VirtuWeather, you can actually tell it what you want it to go to, and you say, I want it to go to B, and then you can turn that on and off and actually have like the lightning in the background kind of thing, have the audio in the background. So
it took me so long to figure out, but once I figured that, I was like, oh, like, cause
yes, it solves it all, right?
Yeah.
It solves it all. Yeah. I still can't believe I screwed up the audio on that.
You're good.
Hey, I'm just thankful that you were willing to do it a second time, because
I appreciate that. Thanks. You should have slapped me like right away. Should have been like record scratch. Hold on, it's all good. And then I started it again and forgot to turn my guitar input on. So.
Yeah, we still heard your guitar.
Although
right
we still heard the guitar.
You heard
right
it through
away.
this. You heard it through this, but it's plugged in, and it's like,
I
did a width thing. I think Phil, did I ever send you that video of the? Because I remember you were talking about all the audio plugins I use for. Did I ever send you that video? There's a guy named like Joe, and he has all these free audio plugins. You have to use it with OBS though, but it's all these free audio plugins, and then it's like a night and day thing when you compare the before and after. So
you may have. I think thinking back, I just think I kind of tuned out trying to do OBS or think about it.
Yeah.
But let me go back, because now I'm thinking about it, and so. Let me go back, and if I didn't get it, can I email you? And
sure, yeah, I'll send that to you again. I forget, I have it saved in one of my folders, but yeah, I'll grab it for you, no problem. Yeah, there's a compressor, there's a dynamic compressor, then there's a width thing, so you can, if you enable stereo mode on StreamYard, then you can like add 25% width to it, and it gives you this kind of like wide, boomy kind of thing. So it's interesting. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool.
Sounds like you make thunder sound really good, Brady.
I'm gonna have to figure out how we can get some of that audio stuff.
Put that on your Stream Deck.
I didn't say it in the before, but there's the things that I want to do also with VirtuWeather is like we have all the tech already for rainfall and for hailstones falling and for wind blowing the rain in different directions. So what we're gonna do is, as you drive up to a storm, you're gonna start to get the different just like single drops just in real life, right? And then it'll start to build, and we can basically just take wherever there's like high dBZ and just do a torrential rain, and we can use all that data. But I want to make it so as you're driving under the storms, you get the precipitation, you get the wind, you get all that stuff. So it's gonna be cool.
So right now, do you have to add that manually?
You would have to add that manually, yeah. And we redid our whole UI. So I don't know if you remember the very first, if you go back and look at the very first one, the UI is completely different. So we revamped the whole UI, but there's a whole bunch of features that we're still bringing into the new UI. So there's stuff like, I don't know if it's already working right now to bring in rain, but it's like just another step that our devs team's bringing in. But huge thanks to Stu who reached out as well. He's been excellent. Stewie reaching out to you and sending off the demo and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, he's busting his butt. Yeah, he's been awesome.
I gotta ask Stewie how to fly the plane, because that was giving me PTSD when I crashed that thing on the ground. I'm like, all right,
I like how it just stopped. And just stop. Yeah. I'm like, no, we're gonna add some volumetric explosions to that thing. It's gonna be horrifying. So yeah, we'll have that. Like, it's funny because we're talking about Outbreak, the game, and has everybody played it? Have you all played Outbreak or no?
No.
I have a little, but I just haven't had the computer to really get
now
really
you do.
Good, and so now I will. Yeah.
You got it. So I went out of my way to finally get hit by like the biggest tornado you can get hit in that game, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh, this is going to be amazing, and it just rolled on top of me, and the screen went black and said, "You're dead."
Oh.
At least it was quick and painless.
I'm like, oh, that's one way to handle it. I was just like, but there's a brief second where it's just on top of you and nothing's happening, and then it's like, you're dead. I'm like, okay.
So I'll have to ask you, because one of our segments that we have is what is it? What's it called? Anyway, we're showing people playing storm chasing video games.
Oh, cool.
And
cool.
Just doing stupid stuff,
like Chasers. Chasers
Storm
Gone Wild.
Chasers Gone Crazy or Gone Wild. Yeah. Chasers Gone Wild.
Yeah.
And where they're running into cows and they're just running or driving into tornadoes. So keep that in the back of your mind as you're putting your game together. That if you see people doing things like that, think, oh, I should send that to Phil, or that
as a clip. And also add cows. You're saying, okay, so cows, yes, and clip the cows.
Chickens.
We get chickens.
Cats that we can drive over.
What'd you think of? I know you did a whole episode on Twisters. I saw it twice. I got to see it once on the 17th when it like first came out, and then I got to see it again with the Northern Tornadoes Project. They had like a private screening of it, so they invited me down to London, Ontario, and the CG I was like, by far that's probably the best CG I think I've ever seen. I mean, I know 13 minutes was really good. You know, there was some really good CG in there, and I just watched that episode. I didn't know you had Travis on. Travis is a good friend of mine. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, this is a little. I don't know if I can say this or not. I probably can't, but I sent Travis a really interesting movie idea, and he's very excited about it. And so we're working through that right now. I can't say what it is, but I just like a text, hey, what do you think about this? And he's just like, what? And so that's been quite a process we're going through right now. But yeah, really excited about it. So hopefully I can leak a little bit more of that to you as things develop. But
awesome.
But Travis is pretty awesome. And the CGI in Twisters was. I was, especially when it was tearing up like that orange dirt, and it was really, that's when they had the twins or whatever, and it was tearing up the orange dirt and really close to the camera. That's I think that's some of the best volumetrics I've ever seen on film. That was just spot on. It looked real. So yeah,
Phil,
awesome.
Phil, we need to become like the TMZ for weather, where people just come and send their leaks to us, and like then we leak them. I think
just follow around like paparazzi.
Just for
follow
weather.
Reed around.
Just weather.
Hey, did you hear? By the way, did you hear what Reed said? He did a video. There was a video Reed did where he talked about the 10 things that were BS, basically, about the movie Twisters, and he said, "Are they BS or are they real?" kind of thing. And on the very last thing, he talked about, they release like all the diaper stuff. Hopefully there's no spoiler. I feel I didn't get the spoiler stuff here, but
it's been out a while.
It's been out a while. It's already. You can actually rent it now on TV. So he was talking about that, and then he actually said on his video that he thinks he's probably going to pivot from just trying to collect scientific data to actually trying to disrupt tornadoes. He sounded sincere in the video. I was like, what?
Oh, I love that.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Reed driving into a tornado and just launching a whole bunch of diapers in the air. It's going to be...
I got to get on that.
Depends might be more absorbent. You might want to...
hit the fan.
That's right. Yeah, it depends. Yeah. Depends what brand.
That's funny.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
All right. Well, again, Adam, thanks for coming on, and thanks for sharing VirtuWeather with us. And can't wait to play around with it some more and put it to use and let everybody know about it. And yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I appreciate all that. Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been wonderful.
Say
coming
goodnight.
Back.
Say goodnight to our viewers.
All right.
Good night,
Thanks for
YouTube.
tuning
Good night,
in,
viewers.
everybody.
Bye, y'all.
We'll see you.